Counter-Strike 2 just had a market crash. Catastrophic, biblical, unbelievable millions and millions of dollars in revenue were wiped out by a change to make it so that you could uptrade common items to knives, one of the most valuable items among the Counter-Strike 2 economy. And it's leaving a lot of people feeling burnt, desperate. I get it. I cashed out a TF2 a while ago, but I was into the trading scene as well, and I remember getting hooked on item rarities and trying to trade up. I never really invested a ton into it, but it stings when a rug pull like this happens. I'm kind of hoping that this might be a dopamine detox for the gamblers of Counter-Strike 2. I've been kind of vocal about the fact I don't like the direction Counter-Strike's taking. It feels more like a slot machine with a shooter aspect than any old first-person shooter, than the classic competitive, intense action of 1.6 or Condition Zero or Source or even Global Offensive back before the arms deal made it into the microtransaction machine it is today. And I think some of that spirit is still in Counter-Strike 2, and it does have some nice features here and there, but at the end of the day, it's just a slightly nicer Global Offensive that's tougher to run. And maybe this economy crash will help some people realize that. Plus, at least realize the dangers of investing a lot of money into stuff that technically doesn't exist. Your inventory exists on Valve servers, and they can do with it whatever they please. It's just until recently, we didn't realize what all that entailed. It is kind of spooky, admittedly, but, well, what's done is done. It's not like the value can be inverted. I'd imagine something like the TF2 Crate Depression of 2019 will happen. Valve will do something to rectify the market collapse, but won't permanently undo the changes. There'll still be some remnants of it left behind, so I'd imagine knives are going to take a hit with their economic value, but it's not going to be as dire as people think. I think there'll be a bit of recovery. As for what this means in the immediate future, well, if you have common items, especially red ones, sell them on the market. You can make a killing off them. They've skyrocketed in price, so if you've been holding on to cheap, crappy skins, now's the time to sell them. People are going to uptrade them for knives, and hey, I mean, that's a chance to get some money, to get some games on Steam, build up that Steam wallet revenue, maybe get some badges, I don't know. I mean, I'd say this is probably a time to cash out, or maybe in a week or two when things settle. With a turbulent economy, you never know what to expect when it comes to price fluctuations. Something that's worth a decent amount today might skyrocket or collapse tomorrow. So you're really gambling. You know, on second thought, maybe just don't do that. Maybe just cash out and move on. Play Classic Offensive. That's a lot like Global Offensive and Counter-Strike 2, but without the microtransactions. The craziest thing is that the skins in that are free, and they can look totally different than the base gun. Same goes for Source and Condition Zero at 1.6. You can just plop whatever skins you want on the add-ons folder and they work like new. You don't have to pay a ton of money for a different texture, or for a slightly cooler looking knife that you won't really get kills on. In all seriousness though, I don't want to talk down to gamblers. I might think it's a bad idea, but I get why it's easy to get hooked on it. I feel bad for the people who got screwed over by this change, and my advice would be don't do anything rash. It might seem like the end of the world right now, but you will be able to recover from this. You'll just need to take some lumps for now. And just know that there are other people in your boat as well. You're definitely not the only one dealing with this catastrophic loss. I just hope that Valve's a little more careful in the future with their updates. The economies of their games are very delicate. 2019 showed that all too well with the guaranteed unusual glitch in TF2. Maybe they'll make some changes soon enough to stabilize the CS2 economy, because right now it's all over the place, and who knows what's going to happen next. My guess is that at least one permanent change is going to be that knives are going to be more common and less fantastical than they were before. Who knows what the dominant currency might become these days? Red items, maybe? I've seen those really jump in value because of their ability to be traded up. Well, to all my CS2 players, all 5 of you guys in my audience, my heart goes out to you. Don't do anything hasty. People love you, and you shouldn't do anything reckless, even if you lost a lot of money in all this mess. And to those of you considering getting into the economies of Counter-Strike 2 or TF2, don't do that. You should invest in something more stable. Stocks exist for a reason, and they can fluctuate as well, but they're a little less susceptible to rug pulls like this. Thank you all for watching, and to those of you still involved in the CS2 economy, good luck. Take care.